Hello, friends. At the beginning of this episode, we see that Yao had gone to her company to stay. Then she goes to a room in which a lot of company stuff was kept. She places it there and sleeps, but there was no pillow. So she made a pillow by taking some files kept nearby, and then she saw some hate letters which had come for Shan Han. Seeing this, she said in her mind, "Why do people hate this person so much?" Thinking this, she falls asleep, and on the other hand, we see Shan, who was not able to sleep due to insomnia. Then he hears some sound from outside. He goes outside and sees that the sound was coming from a watch. Then he turns on that watch, turned it off, and put it in the dustbin, and then went to sleep. While on the other hand, Yaya had come out to drink water. Then a man came in that company and was shouting that if you do not withdraw your case, then you will be punished. "I will kill you," she goes, because she was seeing all this in the dream. Then she gets up from there and is going to the washroom. Then she sees Shin Hang coming from the front, and seeing him, she hides there. Then Shin Hang says, "Is there anyone there?" Well, Yav asks in her mind, what is he doing here in the middle of the night, and then hides from him and starts leaving from there. Then Shan turns on the hang lights. He looks around, but he doesn't see anyone there. After this, he goes to his office. And then Yaya also comes back to her room and sleeps. In the next scene, Yaya is at her work. Then Bavahi comes there and says to her, "Today you are looking very bad, just like a ghost." So she started saying, "Yaya, that is because last night I couldn't sleep well." After this, she said to Tuning, "I had heard that the boss is very strict with his assistants, but I never thought that he would treat me like this, and he doesn't sleep at night." Then Shin Hang came there and said, "Inefficient people always put in their efforts and stay up late to sing." Then Bavahi said to him, "I have heard that you have shifted to a new house. How is everything there?" Shin Hang said, "The neighbors there are not very sensitive. They always keep making noise and they vandalize things." On this, Bavahi said, "Send me the address of that place. I will complain about them and get them moved out from there." On this, Shin Hang says, "I have already thrown them out." Saying this, he left from there. In the next scene, Yav is doing her makeup in the washroom, and suddenly Tanning comes there. Then Ya asks her, "Am I looking good now?" Tanning says yes, and just by looking at your dark circles, I know that you are in Shan's team. After this, Ya also applies lipstick and asked him, "Does it look good? Has it turned too red?" Toning said, "Don't worry, as far as I know about your boss, he has zero knowledge about lipstick." After this, when she comes out of the washroom, she finds Shan Hang there. Then Shin Hang asks her to come to a meeting, and Ya quickly goes to the meeting. In the next scene, she goes to the meeting where they are in a meeting. Everyone was discussing about the divorce case. Everyone was telling them their thoughts, but Yao was sitting silently. Then Shin Hang said to her, "I called you here for a meeting, not to become a stenographer." So Yao said, "These two first." After telling all the details of this case, Shin Hang said, "This means that you will not contribute anything to this case. You usually spend your time and money on makeup." Hearing this, Yaya says, "No, I just want to make myself a little energetic and professional." She wanted to show on this. Shan Hang said, "Are you saying such a thing after being a lawyer? Have you chosen the right job for yourself?" Yao said, "Sorry, I will not do this again." Then Shan Hang said, "If you remain like this till the next month, then please do this." Saying to leave the company, he leaves from there, and then Ya becomes very sad. After which she comes back to the desk where Bob tells her not to be sad. It is not just her problem. After this, she goes to her friends in the group. When he messaged to you about how long do you think it will last, Yufeihai said, "I have found Ya a little special since the beginning." Bahari said, "How can you say this?" Then Yufeihai said, "Because before this, the assistant, as soon as he made a mistake, he was immediately fired by the boss. But not this." Then he starts looking at Yao, which makes him feel a little awkward. After this, the scene of the next morning is shown where Shin Hang is working in the office. And Yao is also sleeping in the same company. Then she heard the sound of a horn from outside, which made her think that everyone has come to work. Then she looked at the time on her phone and said, "It is only 5 o'clock. Who would have come early?" After this, she also gets ready for work, and when she comes out from there, Shin Hang sees her. Then he asks her, "What are you doing here?" On this, she starts saying, "Ya, I am also at work. Just came and went to the bathroom, and when I came back I found you." Then Shan Hang says, "Why did you come so early?" Then Ya said, "Stupid bird flies. First, by the way, boss, your dark circles are very heavy. It seemed that you were working here all night." Shan Hang said, "No, I have just come." Then Yao said, "You are making coffee. I will help you in this." But Shan Hang refused and went to his office. After going to the office, he starts looking at his dark circles, and then he wears sunglasses. On the other hand, Ya goes to her room and says to herself, Fortunately, I was not exposed in front of her. After this, when she goes out of the room, Shin hangs. He looks at her, and then she says no and says, "Boss, before going to work, I look at the smart works done by you so that I can become an outstanding lawyer like you." Saying this, she leaves from there. In the next scene, everyone comes to work. And then a boy comes to their company. Then Tanning tells Yao that his name is Jun Hang, and he is Shin Hang's brother. Hearing this, Yao Ao says that he is very different from Shin Hang. Then Jun Hang comes to Yao Ao and says, "What? You are a new employee here. You look very pretty. Do your work well." Saying this, he left from there. After that, he went to Shan Hang's office and asked him, "Why don't you take treatment from a doctor? Look at your dark circles. Even last night you could not sleep well. Their color has become exactly like your sunglasses." Then Shin Hang says, "I am also working." Then Jun Hang says, "I am taking care of you. Look at your mental health if you do not sleep well. If I get it, you will die or I will give you a holiday. You go out and rest well." Hearing this, Shin Hang said, "If I take a break, then how will I be able to afford a girlfriend for you?" Jun Hang says, "I will change my mind now. Now I am a young man. Why are you mentioning the people of the past?" Then Shin Hang asked him, "Have you come here for me or for self-desire? You know very well." Jun Hang said which self-desire is clear. To tell you clearly, Shin Hang started saying that when you were in college, you used to like Yao Yao's sister Changji, but you failed in taming her. You made Yu Yao my assistant. On this, Jin Hang says, "I think Yao Yao is enough. If she is a good girl, then give her some time and patience so that she can grow." Saying this, he left from there. In the next scene, Ya is working overtime in the office and Shan Hang was also working in his office. Ya saw her. Ya said in her mind, "Someone tell this barrister that if he does not sleep, he may die," but Shin Hang still keeps working there. Then Ya said in her mind, "Boss, I beg you, please go from here. I will sleep." After some time, Shin Hang gets up from there and after leaving, Yao Ao also immediately stops work and then goes to her room and sleeps. But Shin Hang comes back to the company and she remembers in flashback. Remembering that he had seen Ya coming out of that room many times, he goes into that room and sees that Ya is sleeping there. Then he asks Ya to get up. Ya said, "I am sleeping. Don't disturb me." Then Shin Hang said, "Let's quickly go to a meeting." On this, Ya said, "Now what meeting is it? Are you going to give me any case?" Shin said, "Are you dreaming?" Hearing this, Yev quickly gets up and says to him, "Let me explain everything to you. I live here because you threw me out of the apartment and I have no place to stay. I'm going to stay in the company for 2 more days. But boss, don't you sleep the whole night? I always see you here working overtime. I didn't think there would be genius people like you in this world. Maybe you want to set up a good apple for us?" Then Shan Hang said, "Okay. Now you go. I have some work here." Yao said, "Do you want any help from me?" Shin Hang refuses for this. Then Yao said, "I wanted to ask, will you let me stay in the company? It is just a matter of 2 days. Then if I find a house," Shin Hang said, "Okay, but move out quickly." Then Yaya started leaving after saying good night to her. Then Shin Hang stopped her and asked, "Do you get sleep in such a bad environment?" Yaya said, "I am just talking to myself. I close my eyes and I fall asleep immediately." Saying this, she left from there, and after she left, Shin Han said to herself that I fall asleep as soon as I close my eyes. There are such people in the world too. Yevi wake up early the next day, and after coming out, she sees that it was raining heavily. After this, she prepares breakfast for herself, and while eating, starts studying law. Then Shan Hang comes there and asks her, "What are you doing?" Ya says, "Why are you so happy remembering law? Because my instructor said that we should love whatever we do." Then Shin Hang went from there to his office, and Ya said in her mind, "It is raining so heavily outside, yet he came on time. He's as strict for himself as he is for me." After this, Shin Hang prepares coffee for Shin Hang and takes it. Shin Hang says, "There is no need to make coffee for me." So Yaya said, "Earlier in the company where I worked, I used to make coffee for colleagues and boss." Then Shannon started saying, "I don't think that female lawyers should do such work, so you should make coffee for colleagues and boss. There is no need to make coffee for the boss because in my eyes men and women are equal. No gender was born to make coffee. I hope you will remember this." Hearing this, Yav drinks that coffee herself and said to him, "Yes, boss, you are absolutely right. I will never do this again. By the way, I wanted to discuss with you whether I can participate in the case you told me 2 days ago because I also want a chance. These are some of my ideas. You see them once. Shin Hang likes her ideas." Hearing this, Ya was happy and said, "Am I going to participate in this case?" I knew that my efforts would definitely be liked by the boss. On this, Shinhang said so. There is nothing. I am letting you participate in this. Therefore, do not think yourself too capable. You have very little work experience. In the next scene, Yaya comes to the company with some goods from the market, and she was completely drenched in the rain. Then she sees that there was no light there. After that, she goes to the washroom where she finds that water is also not coming. When she comes out, she sees a person and asks him, "Can you help me?" Only then did he turn back, looking at him. Yaya said, "Boss, it was very dark here, so I couldn't see if you were there. Can you repair the circuit?" On this, Shinhang said, "You should go to someone else for this work." Only then for stopping him, she said, "Can you please stay here for a while? I remember there is a hotel near your house. I want to stay there for tonight." But Shinhang leaves from there. After coming out, he goes to his car. He is about to sit down, but then he stops and looks at Yaya. Yaya was missing a flame while dancing inside, and then Shinhang comes back who tells her that you are looking very scary because there is no one else here except you. No, and there is darkness all around. You are dancing at such a time. Yaya said, "I was not dancing today. It is very cold, so I just wanted to warm up a little." Then Shinhang said, "Okay, for tonight I will make you my friend." Hearing this, Yaya said, "I'm giving you permission to use the bathroom." I knew that bosses take great care of their employees. In the next scene, she comes out after using Shinhang's bathroom, and at this time she was in Shinhang's apartment. Then she writes a note for him thanking him for letting me use his bathroom, and then says in her mind that the boss has not cooked today. He has let me use his bathroom, so in return I should cook something for him. After this she starts cooking, and at the same time she was also humming some song, listening to which Shinhang falls asleep, and then he wakes up very late in the morning. Then he says to himself, "I fell asleep again," and with this the episode ends here. To watch the next episode, subscribe this channel. Thanks for watching.